Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Phixin the Phils. We're finally ready to get started on our second season with the Phillies. Last time we simmed through the spring training and worked through the re-signing and free agency periods in the off-season. So now we have a retooled, new-look Phillies team as we get ready to start our second season. As a reminder, if you haven't been following this series, my goal is, by our third season, by the 2017 the 2018 season, or what this game will call the 2007 season, we want to win the World Series. So this year we don't have to win the World Series, but next year win and we have completed our goal, lose, and I am fired as a GM, and that ends the series one way or another. So just to recap everything that I did last time and give you an idea of what the team's looking like, our rotation going into the year will be Keuchel, Nola, Appel, Eickhoff, and Velazquez. Now, I'm very, very happy with this rotation. I'm pretty comfortable with that being our 5 guys as we head toward next season. I wouldn't be too upset if those were our 5 pitchers for our World Series year, but I wouldn't be shocked if one of these 3, Appel, Eickhoff, and Velazquez, struggles a bit. So we still do have Adam Morgan and Brett Oberholzer here. They're both probably better pitchers than at least Eickhoff and Velazquez. We also have a very good rookie pitcher that we drafted, Brian Asadorian, and he will probably be up by the All-Star break this year. I want to really try to get him into our rotation and maybe use one of these guys as a trade chip, possibly, because Asadorian has a lot better stamina than the 3 guys I had mentioned. Eickhoff, Appel, and Velazquez all have stamina below 70. Asadorian's is above 80. As for our bats, this is the lineup I settled on. It actually has some serious platoons going on, so it might be best to just show you that lineup in a game. I want to play opening day. It's a road game against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and our probable pitcher up against Dallas Keuchel will be Zach Greinke. So this should be a great game to get started. I'm going to get right into this, and we'll talk through the season as we go. So we're still ranked 30th. I don't know if that updates during the season and it's just reflecting last year's rankings or what, but I have a feeling we're going to be a lot better than we were last season. Last year we finished very last in the National League East. We were well below 500. I think we lost about 90 games. But this year I think we actually have a chance to be right around 500, maybe even a wild card team. So batting first, there is J.P. Crawford. I have him leading off every day. I really want him to be one of the centerpieces. Anyway, I really want Crawford to be one of the centerpieces of this team, lead off every day. I don't have a contingency plan if he doesn't work out for us. He has to be one of our stars. As for the guy that just grounded in the double play there, Travis Ishikawa, right now he's batting second every day. I hope someone else takes over that spot, maybe Odubel Herrera or Angeles Nina. I don't see Ishikawa on the team next year, but we shall see. As for Danny Dorn, he's in a platoon with Tommy Joseph at first base. In real life, Danny Dorn is currently, I think, 31 years old and playing in Korea after playing last year a little bit for the Diamondbacks, but mainly in the minors. I guess our story version of this is that he just tore it up in Korea and earned the platoon job in Philly, but right now it's unrealistic to have him in there. I hope Tommy Joseph takes the job from him. If not, I hope Franco and Cuthbert both really show that they deserve to be in the lineup every day, in which case we'd move Cuthbert to first base. Dorn, like Ishikawa, I don't see as a long-term member of this team. Now, Alfaro is one of our catchers there. Him and Rupp platoon right now. I hope one of them shows that they should be there every day. Ideally, it would be Alfaro because I think he's the better hitter of the two. But Rupp has a much better arm, and I really like a catcher who can gun down a runner stealing a base. I don't know if Rupp would have gotten the runner that stole second a couple of pitches ago, just because it was an off-speed pitch and it was a very fast runner. But Alfaro, when I was using him last year at the end of the season, it was really apparent to me that his arm strength was not the same as Cameron Rupp's or JP Arancibia's. I hung one there. I misclicked the button. That one was going all the way to the wall. Ishikawa had no chance at it anyway. Oh no. A triple because I fat-fingered the button. The Dallas Keuchel looking bad to start his season because of my mistake. And that sac fly will drive in one more, hit way too deep for anyone to put him away. So we start with a 3-run deficit. It's going to be a long day for this Phillies squad, but I think we actually stand a chance. We have a lot more power and a lot more just good hitters in this lineup. I don't think we really have a glaring weakness because I have so many platoons going on. And the strikeout from Keuchel, 3 pitches with a fastball to put him away, fastball looking. So Aaron Altair steps to the plate. He is someone that I really hope develops into something this year. I do see him as a long-term member of this squad. I see him as being an important piece for our World Series team. But I really hope his power comes around. Ditto for Maikel Franco. We just don't have many homegrown, powerful players here, many young guys that I want to be, the long-term power bats. So that could mean a number of things. It could mean that we give up on Franco, maybe try to trade him away for a first base power bat and have Cuthbert as our everyday third baseman. I wouldn't be too opposed to that, though I would be kind of upset. Or we could trade one of our pitchers if Asadorian looks like he will be in our starting rotation. Odubel Herrera grounded out to end the last inning. I see him as a definite long-term member of this squad. He has a great arm, he's lightning fast, and he makes good contact. He was one of our good hitters last season. If it weren't for J.P. Crawford, he'd probably be our leadoff hitter. I think the two of them batting 1-2 is probably what our World Series squad will look like. I call them the World Series squad. It's very presumptive. There's no guarantee we even make the playoffs that year, but it's our World Series or bust squad. On the topic of what to do about power bats, if Tommy Joseph and Danny Dorn, if neither of them looks like the long-term answer, Altair's power doesn't really get there, Franco doesn't bust out, we could, of course, trade Franco. I'm already thinking about that, as sad as it is. We could trade one of the pitchers, which I think is a pretty realistic solution. Or next season, and this is what I don't want to do, but we could do, and I am open to it if nothing else works out. We will have so much cap space, and I think in real life anyway, a lot of star players' contracts are due to come up next year. So unless those guys get re-signed, I think there should be plenty of options for us to go after in free agency. But I do prefer to grow a team by developing minor leaguers, by getting your homegrown talent to come around. So that's the strategy I least want to pursue, but it might be the most realistic for us. And that one unfortunately got past, and that'll bring up the pitcher with 1 out. So let's see if we can induce the pop fly. Oh yeah. Curveball inside gets him every time. So it looks like we'll possibly get out of the second okay. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch there, but with 2 outs and just a man on first. I'm feeling okay. I am loving Keuchel's huge stamina. 96 stamina is so much better than anything we had last year. Even by this point into the 2nd inning, we'd be feeling effects with our pitchers last season. Man, another fastball on the edge to get a guy looking. Keuchel's a very fun pitcher to play with. Nina was a big surprise to me. I had no idea who this guy was. He just really showed up when we were looking through what we had at the end of the year, and I'm hoping he can be just an everyday, reliable, good contact, pretty good speed second baseman. Now, Alfaro can play in the outfield, and he has pretty decent speed, which I like in my outfielders. I haven't really looked at his range because it's not too applicable for catchers, but if his hitting is pretty undeniable and Altair flounders, or even if we can't find anyone else to eventually replace Ishikawa, I wouldn't be completely against having Alfaro in the outfield as I strike out with him there. So Keuchel coming up with 1 out. And that one might land. Hit a little too far. Yeah, I think we have a lot of options. A lot depends on how this season shakes out. But we have contingency plans pretty much across the board. I think the one way that does weaken us for this year is our bench is really wacky. Pretty much everyone on the bench is a starter one day and resting the next. So maybe not the ideal way to have your bench. I like to have players with pretty set bench roles. One power bat off the bench, a utility infielder, pinch runner type guy, but it'll be a little different this year. Oh wow, Alfaro placed that one perfectly on Nina's glove. Got very lucky. Nina didn't even have to move for the tag, so he gunned down the runner to put one away, and that's very good with the dangerous AJ Pollock at bat. Wow, Crawford fielding that one at his ankles. I didn't think he had it. Here's Wheeler, who I gave up the triple to last time. Easy out this time, as I actually threw a proper pitch to him. But yeah, this year, a lot of our bench is wacky because everyone's in platoons. I think the only everyday bench player for us really is Cesar Hernandez, who started at second last year, and I guess is our utility infield type this year. I don't know if he actually does play any shortstop or third base, but I guess he'll have to learn this year because we don't really have other, designated defensive replacements. Danny Dorn. If he does break out, I don't have any hesitancy leaving him as our everyday first baseman, but he'll really have to show something for me to not feel weird about having, the player who's not even in Major League Baseball right now as one of our World Series hitters. I don't know what it is about Keuchel's fastballs that are freezing guys. They're not that fast at all. I think he's supposed to be like one of them precision pitchers, kind of like Nola for us actually, on the actual Phillies squad, but I've been enjoying pitching as him so far. It doesn't look like he has crazy movement or velocity though, so I don't know what the main appeal is meant to be. That one was weird. It looked like he kind of caught it like with his face, then was able to flip it to second in time. Crawford was kind of standing right in the middle of everything. Lucky he didn't get pegged in the face. I know in real life this season Dallas Keuchel's been struggling a lot after a tremendous season last year, and I think they're saying his command is a little wild right now, so that can help us explain storyline-wise how we managed to land Dallas Keuchel. I think even in the simulation, his ERA was above 4 last season, so makes it a little more realistic that we got him relatively cheap in free agency. twice in a row able to get the lead runner, but Chase Utley rule slides, taking out my middle infielders. Luckily no one got hurt. This is a very minor consideration, but because all of my pitchers are these command guys rather than high velocity pitchers, it's all the more reason I want Cameron Rupp to win the catcher spot. His strong arm will be even more valuable when, you know, guys will have that extra little advantage of fairly slow pitches coming in. Oh, Greinke with the nasty curve. I was way out in front. And he got me with a slider. Man, Greinke is tough to hit against. And another strikeout. Striking out 2 in a row. Herrera trying to break that streak up. He does it, but with a quick fly ball to end the inning. And Greinke gets one past me after getting a quick 3 outs against me. Greinke has my number on both sides right now. Let's see if we can start 2 though. Won't get 2, but Altair will get Greinke at second. Just put in a really awkward spot there. Nina, not really the dive I was hoping for, but Greinke just stayed at first, so Altair able to take advantage and get him. Man, I was hoping Nina would drop that one so I could start 2, but I don't mind seeing my middle infielders, Crawford and Nina, both pulling out great plays, great reaction plays over there. And inducing the pop fly means 1, 2, 3. Nope, not 1, 2, 3. We had a man on first, but means the end of the inning at very least. So another 1, 2, 3 inning by Greinke. He's just destroying my lineup in his second time through. Altair off balance gets there. I like Altair a lot. He has the potential to be a good hitter for us, but he's already quite a good fielder. He's got good speed and a good arm. And Crawford, another great reaction there. I'm very happy to see, even if the bats aren't quite where I want them to eventually end up, it really looks like our speed and fielding is becoming of a World Series team, or at least a playoff team. And Herrera will catch that one to put away the inning. So another quick half inning as we get to the top of the 7th. Crawford finally giving us a man on base to start the 7th. Hopefully Greinke's 3rd time through the lineup won't be quite as successful as his first 2. I remember our hit now. Crawford actually led off with a hit, and then Ishikawa grounded into the double play.
Last season he batted .297 with 23 home runs and 78 runs batted in.
And Goldschmidt decides, instead of trying for 2 or trying the lead runner at all, he gets the safer out at first. Probably a good idea with a 3-run lead, but it gives us a runner in scoring position. Danny Doran getting intentionally walked. Interesting. To bring up Aaron Altair. Now, I really hope Altair can take advantage, make them pay for intentionally walking him here. And he cannot at all. I'm going to argue that the first baseman was pulled off the bag, and Pete McCannon gets tossed. The players don't seem too happy about that, but maybe it'll be just the shot in the arm we need to get this game back under control. Keuchel fields that one, so a quick first out. When you get your manager tossed, you no longer have control of managerial decisions, so now substitutions and bullpen decisions will be made without consulting me, which is hilarious. Another very charming feature of this game. We gave up a weird bloop single there, so Greinke coming up once again with a man on first. We didn't have a chance at the lead runner there. I came in at an angle so Alfaro would barehand it, but Greinke just placed that one perfectly. It died out right between the pitcher and catcher, so I had to just fire to first. And we get him to sky it to left field, and that will get out of the inning cleanly once again. The Phillies still desperately searching for their first run of the ball game, now into the 8th. Man, I was way early on that, and it was in the strike zone. I hate Greinke's curveball. It's so slow. That gets Franco to pop up for the out. Defensive swing with your first pitch, a very bad idea. I'm swinging at way too many of Greinke's offerings here, but I'm not sure even looking would help me much right now. I mean, it would make him throw more pitches, which is always good, but my problem is his stuff is just so good it's hard to hit. Finally getting a base runner in Odubel Herrera is very good, though, because he can steal, and they know he can. So the pitch out, and they get him. Unfortunate. Can't say I'm shocked. It's my own fault for going on the first pitch there. Especially seeing Nina get a single now. But hey, we now have a man on first once again. Let's see if Alfaro can cash in the runner. I wanted to go there. I actually sent the message to go. Greinke is looking Nina back to first.
1 ball, 1 strike. The batter got the benefit of the doubt. He's off to second.
And I'll take it this time. I got the change up low after the pitch out. I knew they weren't going to pitch it out again, so Nina taking second, giving a runner in scoring position to Alfaro, and that'll give us an intentional walk. So, let me see if I could have sworn you don't get managerial decisions anymore, but I was wrong. So, we're going to take out Keuchel now because we need a hit. Let's see who our best hitter against righties is. Looks like it might be Cuthbert. Yeah, Cheslor Cuthbert is coming in here.
They'll use a pinch hitter.
And we'll have to get someone warming up. Whichever of our middle relievers has the most stamina can handle maybe the rest of the game. I think Garcia might be our man. Yeah, so Luis Garcia will probably take over the rest of this game, but who knows, maybe we'll go 2 on now. We do have a chance to tie this one up, even with 1 swing if Cuthbert could hit a home run, though I don't have high hopes for that. But this is our first actually threatening position all day, and Greinke is pitching around so far, and I'm swinging away. That liner will at least score 1. Nina is heading home on that, and they won't even throw. So the run comes home, and the tying run is now on first base as we finally get Zach Greinke out of this game. I'm very happy about that. I don't know how good Cole Mentor will be, but he won't be nearly as tough as Greinke because Greinke was nigh impossible for me to hit. Of course, starts me off with the same looping curveball that I couldn't hit from Greinke. Crawford has 2 hits today, and another hit here would be huge. He's got pretty speedy runners on as well. Strikeout swinging by J.P. Crawford. That one hurts. So, Luis Garcia will take over now. Hopefully he can get us another scoreless inning, and we'll have a chance in the 9th. Sucks to leave 2 runners stranded, especially leaving the tying runner stranded on first. Crawford had 2 hits already. He had the chance to be the hero of the game, but we'll get the middle of our lineup in the 9th, so we will have a chance to pull this one back, but not looking great right now. Here's 1 out by Garcia. Oh, come along. AJ Pollock just hits it right down the opposite line. Barely hooks it fair. And he knew it when he the bat flip and everything. Some nerve. It's Wheeler up next. I might have considered pitching around Pollock more if I knew it wasn't Goldschmidt. Not sure it would have helped, though. But now that I know that the heart of their lineup has been diffused, diffused in that one of them hit a home run, I won't give Goldschmidt much. See if we can get a backdoor slider to bring the count full, but I wouldn't mind if this was a ball. Oh, somehow the weakest grounder up the middle, but perfect placement puts the man on first, so it's as good as a walk. Now just trying to get out of the inning. Luis Garcia has pretty good stuff. I like him as one of our bullpen pitchers. Herrera almost bobbled that one. Looking to get out of the inning now. I love that slider. Having a pitch with some movement like that and that has some velocity on it with one of your relievers is huge. And a 93 mile per hour fastball is also great in a relief pitcher. So I do like Luis Garcia. If our setup man or closer struggle, Garcia probably would be on the fast track to taking that spot over Neris. Might be close though. Neris has that great splitter. And that will end the 8th. But we once again have the 3-run deficit. They're bringing in Leone, Dominic Leone. I don't know. I don't think he's their real closer, but and Dwayne Kuiper being very optimistic, saying it's anybody's ball game. A 3-run deficit from a team that could only muster 1 so far. That one rolls mercifully foul off Ishikawa's checked swing. But that foul ball will hang in the air, and it looks like it'll be out number 1. Oh, Goldschmidt misplaced it at the wall. So Ishikawa's hopes are still alive here as we get some tremendous lag, and I strike out. Alright, Ishikawa strikes out swinging after I got some incredible frame rate issues. I was down to about 1 frame per second, but still managed to get a swing that was timed right, even though it was way off. Danny Dorn gets his first hit of the season, first hit as a Philly. So now with just 1 out, we have a man on first, and Aaron Alter's coming up. We should probably get a pinch runner in there for Dorn. We can have anyone play first, but we cannot afford to have a double play right now. So let's get Constanza in there. He's actually, for the most part, a pure bench player, pure role player with just great contact against lefties and great speed, but not an everyday guy for us. Oh, ugly swing there. Gonna try a hit and run here, maybe. No hit, strikeout swinging, but Constanza takes second. So Franco has a runner in scoring position, but we still have the 3-run deficit. Franco just needs to get on base right now. I'm doing a terrible job of recognizing pitches today. That's going to be the reason we lose, assuming we get our 3rd out here. They show Dubal Herrera in the on-deck circle. He represents the tying run. But it won't matter as Goldschmidt snags one on a hop. Not an easy one for him. That'll put it away. Greinke getting the win. Keuchel getting the loss. Keuchel's loss, all my fault. It was a poorly executed pitch rather than a hitter taking advantage or something. So that does it for our first game of the year. But it's only fair that we simulate a whole bunch now to keep things rolling along. So why don't we simulate until the beginning of this series against the Cardinals. We'll see how we do. Lively suspended 3 games for his role in a fight. Good on you, Ben Lively. You knew a 3-game suspension wouldn't cost you any playing time. I don't know who Kanai? I don't know. Don't know who he is. Not too concerned. These minor league injuries and suspensions, for the most part, I will continue to just simulate over, let the CPU handle them. If it's someone really important to us, like Asadorian or something, we'll worry about it. Eichhoff will be out for 30 days. So that will move Brett Oberholzer or Adam Morgan? Why don't we try Oberholzer for now into our rotation? And on the DL, we'll go Jared Eichhoff. We'll do 2 stints on the 15-day disabled list. And we get to call someone up now. We have an open spot, so it really ought to be a pitcher. Honestly, I don't want to bring Asadorian up yet, even though he'd be ready. Maybe we'll bring Matt Harrison up and have him actually take over as our long man. I want to see, actually, how does he compare to Oberholzer? Matt Harrison is considered our 3rd best pitcher. Oberholzer's 4th. Then Appel and Velazquez. Morgan way down there. So, why don't we actually bring Matt Harrison into the rotation for now? If he really looks like he's doing well at the end of Eichhoff's injury, we can trade Harrison and try to get something for him. That hurts us in AAA. I'll be right back. I'll take care of those and show you who we call up. Alright, so I moved Jake Thompson up to AAA to fill Matt Harrison's spot. Jake Thompson was the centerpiece of the Cole Hamels trade in real life, so he's someone who really should develop into quite a medicine for us, though I think he was not so hot in the minors in our simulation last year. Yohan Medina out for the year. He was one of the, I think, second base prospects. Oh, wait, what? He's a relief pitcher. LOL, never mind. So he will go on the season-ending 60-day disabled list. He'll just be put back on that again and again for the rest of the year. And let's see who our best relief pitcher in the minors is. Either Frieri or Gutierrez. Frieri will get the call. So let me call up Frieri first. Alright, so as promised earlier, since there was an injury to our setup man, we gave the spot to Luis Garcia, who pitched pretty well, even though I gave up a home run to AJ Pollock as him. But he is our new setup man, and Ernesto Frieri got called up from AAA. I don't think he'll actually be in the Phillies farm next year. I think it's like make it or break it this year for him in real life, but so shall it be in this simulation. And everyone who was hurt and injured just came back. So we're currently just about a 500 squad. Let's see if anyone's really standing out through a month before we end this episode. So Keuchel, already 4-1 with a 1.32 ERA. He is an absolute ace. Nola, a dumpster fire, an ERA of nearly 6 with 4 losses already. Mark Appel, an ERA of 4.5. Matt Harrison did not fare too well in his first start of the year, and Velazquez's ERA is over 6. Our pitchers are an out-and-out nightmare from top to bottom right now, except Luis Garcia and Jesse Crane are both doing all right. Let's see our bats. Crawford's not hitting. Ishikawa is not hitting. Danny Dorn has a couple of home runs, which is good. And he's actually hitting pretty well. Ishikawa's not doing too bad. Altera's not hitting. Cuthbert is doing well. Franco, not hitting. Odubel Herrera, doing well. Angeles Nina is killing it. And Alfaro is doing a good job. Rupp is really struggling, but his power is there. If he can get over 200 and keeps hitting, if Alfaro is hitting as well, then maybe, just maybe, Alfaro will move to the outfield. He's listed as his second position at first base, but I think he's really a corner outfielder as his backup spot. Tommy Joseph, as a bench bat / platoon guy, is hitting well because he does great against lefties. Cesar Hernandez, as a pure bench bat, is doing better than he did last year as a starter. Constanza is doing all right, and Smolinski has not even hit a home run. He's just here to be our lefty power and hasn't done that yet. Quick look at top prospects, I suppose. Henson's hitting well. He might force his way onto this Major League squad sooner rather than later. As much as I'm hesitating to bring him up since he's a bit older, his numbers speak volumes. So he might force his way onto the team. Aaron Sibby is struggling, actually, as is Tyler Green. Dalton Pompey. Cord Phelps hitting very, very well. He might force his way up as well. As for pitchers in the minors, this is important. Jake Thompson not doing great. Asadorian really struggling. Severino Gonzalez, Zach Eflin. Groom, who just got called up to Double-A, is actually doing well. And Alec Asher's doing alright as well. And Entrican is doing alright in Single-A, but so far, not so good. A lot of struggles up and down this team. Hopefully we can sort things out as we are hovering right around 500 right now, but just 2 games back in the pretty stagnant NL East. That does it for episode 8. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.